The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast. My name is Donovan Gray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to 10 billion, I decided I'm going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every day and documenting the journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is Donovan Gray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. I'd like to start off by giving a shout out to all the people rocking with us and supporting the channel. We really appreciate you. We are currently streaming on all major streaming platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, you name it, we on it. And if we not on it, we about to be on it. For everyone listening to this podcast and not watching it, you can find us on YouTube at The Bamboo Project. We have over 400 videos on our channel. You want to learn real estate? We got that. You want cooking tutorials inspired by Dr.Sebi? We got that. Travel and lifestyle vlogs? Got it. Makeup and hair growth tutorials? Got it. Basketball? Got it. It's everything us. All the parts of the journey that don't make it to YouTube will be on our story. You can find me on Instagram at Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Anita Byrne, ANETABURN. The Bamboo Project is about turning your life into a living by making money off the things you already do every day. We made different playlists for all the things that we are into, and you can find all of those links in the description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 3, page 109. All right. This podcast has 4 different segments. Okay, the life update, episode playback, Donovan's questions, and the topic of the day. All video and audio timestamps will be in the description box below. Today's date is, I think it's August. No, it's not August. It's April. It's April 19th, and it's currently 1:47 p.m. So for y'all who are new and those who have been here for a minute, you already know what's up. Before we get to our life update, we start off with screen time check. And the reason that is because if I am not taking advantage of my phone, then my phone is taking advantage of me. And I think I've been, just running trains on my phone this last week, taking advantage of my phone, all types of crazy. So here we go. Let's see. What you mean? Listen, we was all lined up. I lined up in the hallway waiting to train my phone for last week. Okay. My average screen time was 7 hours and 32 minutes, which is down from the week before, which was 8 hours and 41 minutes. So I'm down about an hour and 10 minutes. All right. So my most used app is YouTube, which was for 24 hours for the whole week. Then it was Google Maps for 4 hours and 51 minutes. And then my third most used app was Safari. I picked up my phone an average of 93 times every single day, which I always think is so crazy. And then my first used app after pickup was usually YouTube. Now, I want to do some math real quick because I'm curious. If, like I said, this one always blows my mind. If I sleep for, let's say, 6 hours, that means I'm up for 18 hours, right? So if I was to do in 18 hours divided by 93, that's not right. 93 divided by 18. I pick up my phone 5 times an hour. I feel like that's not that crazy. I feel like that's pretty rare. I don't think that's that crazy. Just the 93 just seemed like a crazy thing to see. Like, that's actually pretty regular.
How much an hour?
About 5 times an hour. That's not that bad, right?
Like every 12 minutes.
Every 12 minutes. I'm going to say every 10 minutes I pick up my phone, which is, it sounds crazy when you say it like that, every 10 minutes. But like, I'm young. I have social media. I got a YouTube, I got YouTube.
Sounds like a lot of
what else? What else is there? My email. I be texting people. It's like, I be on my phone. What else I be doing on my phone? Taking pictures of my children. Okay.
Every 12 minutes.
So what is your screen time? Listen, yours should be like 300 times. So.
What do you mean?
You'll see.
My pickups, yeah.
Yeah, it's be wild.
But the actual time that I spend on my phone is usually less.
So who do I ask? Nobody asked you that. Nobody asked you, Melissa, how much time you spend on your phone. Nobody said that.
That's literally the...
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrows.
So. Okay. My average for last week is 7 hours and 49 minutes.
Damn.
Screen time of 54 hours and 44 minutes. Let's call that 55 hours. Right? However, 20 hours out of the 55 hours was Google Maps. So, I feel like I should subtract 20 from the 55.
That's not how that works. That's not how screen time works. Screen time don't work like that.
So technically, I've really been on the phone for 5 hours a day.
Technically, that don't sound like the truth.
It is. 35 hours is the amount of time I spend on my phone not driving.
Well, if you're thinking about it, your phone is plugged in. So why? But still, it should be on the screen of the car. So why is your phone on? That don't count as screen time. If you plug it in, your screen go dark like this.
No, don't.
Why not? Because you're using your phone. 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 See, you would think I caught you. See, you be capping.
Because I'm driving.
Who knows if you be playing games on Google Maps? I don't know if you be doing on Google Maps.
So I'm driving.
Obviously, I don't know what type of games they have, but obviously, because mine don't be that high. So obviously, you know.
How many of your hours is travel?
5.
Damn, Donovan.
I spend most of, but here's the thing.
You're hating.
No.
Because it don't even make
no.
a difference with your phone.
Here's the thing. Because for me, most of my time is spent on YouTube. And that's me studying and learning and researching.
I'm not using my phone. I'm okay. I am not actively on my phone. I'm driving and looking down at the GPS and driving. Like,
so YouTube the same thing. I just be listening to it when I'm driving the car.
What?
When we go somewhere, I put on YouTube. I just be listening. I be chilling.
No. And that's the other thing too, because you don't drive as much as I do.
Nah, I don't drive as much as you do. Nah, I don't. Listen, I be in the car every day. I drive.
Donovan?
Nah, wow. So you gonna cap for YouTube? That's crazy.
Donovan.
All right.
Donovan.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't.
You drive at most.
What? I have a notification from Impulse. You said what?
At most. Regularly, once a week. And that's if you play basketball that week.
I feel like we're driving more than that. We're going to get groceries. We're going to my mom's house.
Donovan, why you lying?
How you think we get groceries, Melissa? You think you go and get groceries? That's what you think? Ridiculous. I don't know what you be doing when I'm getting groceries. I go out, get groceries.
Minimum.
I go pick up my sister. Now here we go.
At least once a week. And honestly, that's crazy. I probably drive at least twice a week. However, the days that I do drive, well, I don't know. Because when you drive, I don't know. Either way, I drive more than you do, and that's a fact.
Nah, we just, all right, whatever you can say is facts. Just don't make it fact, but all right, whatever. Unless you rock. Oh, one thing I forgot to say. The day I used my phone the most was on Wednesday, which was for 10 hours. 3 days out the week, I used my phone for 10 hours. That's honestly what fucked me up. And those times was, let me see. It was YouTube. I be on YouTube all the time. That's all. It's research. I be researching all of the, the competition.
It's funny. I have 2 days that are my highest pretty much. They're both 10 hours. But for the first one, 5 hours was travel. For the second one, out of the 10 hours, 8 hours was travel.
Listen, I don't know why you capping for the YouTube
I'm serious.
audience.
It says 1 hour social and then 46 minutes of creativity. Then 7 hours of 45 minutes of travel. Listen, if you want to be a hater, that's your, problem.
At the end of the day, my screen time is lower than yours. So if you want to add up all these other numbers and remove numbers and whatever, then you could do that. But
listen,
mine says 7 hours and 32 minutes.
Every right to be a hater.
Okay, all right then. So now that we have done with life update, What should I get into first for our most previous week? I'm gonna start off with this. It's gonna be real short. Oh, this life update? Nah, it's not a life update. This is more of a topic somewhat. All right, so probably this is what the title's about to be, probably. So, okay, for everybody who is listening, but fake listening, there's a trick to make you listen even more. Watch this. We were able to get $25,000, okay, in the last week for funding for the house. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing. And I've had a thought about raising money from private lenders. In this case, it's our friends and family. Two things I've thought about in regards to this. The first one is, should we have done this earlier in the process? Because then we would have avoided the MCA loans. If y'all been here for that, y'all know how crazy that was. It was a crazy ass process, how we even got into it, how we went through it, how we technically kind of sort of but not really got out of it. And I think they gave us like $30,000 or something $1,000. And then, right, I was thinking about it from this perspective. If somebody is either young listening to this, or poor listening to this, or in an area don't have no money, if I was watching a video of somebody who's making money or who's telling an origin story like Donald Trump, and they were like, yeah, I went outside and I hustled my ass off to get money, and then my dad gave me $20 million, and that's how I started this company. It's like, this is my mindset more or less before, was that I don't know nobody with $20 million. Like, I don't know anybody to go to get $20 million in his case. And I think there are people who will listen to this and think, well, I don't know where I would get 25,000 from, or 10,000 from, or whatever the case might be. I think everybody has access to money. I always think about people in the hood who have family, who everybody in their family hasn't gone to college. They don't have any money. They're living regular jobs. And you think about it, you're like, they don't have $10,000 to give me. Here's what I've learned recently, is that if you have found, or if I had found, let's say, a person who was struggling to pay their bills and had a Ferrari, and they want to sell it for $10,000. Do you think it would be hard to find somebody to come up with the money for that Ferrari? No, it wouldn't be. People would be throwing money at you. We've asked for money before in the past, and people have said, no, you are crazy. I'm not giving you out money. Specifically, I'll give an example of my mom. I remember asking her for money when I first started riding my bike, and she was like, I'm not loaning you money for that. And I was kind of like devastated, like, wait, if I get an electric bike, I can make a lot of money. She was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And I remember being like, nah, that's so crazy. Like, I can't believe she would do this to me, right? My mom gave us $10,000 when we first started, when we bought the house. And that comes from two things. One, she has seen us doing things over the last 3 years, whether it be making a bunch of YouTube videos, how hard we went with our diet, when Melissa was going to the gym, the food that we had, the upkeep of my hair on Melissa's end, the singing, going to different, what is it called? Open nights, me riding my bike every single day in the rain, in the snow, when I'm injured, when I'm sick. I was out there if it's burning hot outside, no matter what it was, I was riding my bike. So seeing all of those things makes somebody more comfortable to lend money. They go, okay, you know what? I trust that you will do your best to get this money back, right? The other situation is my sister. She lent us money. And the reason why she lends us money, or in the beginning, when we first needed it for the house, is that when I first started borrowing money from her, it would borrow like $100, $200. I'll borrow, hey, nephew, I just need $700. I could pay you right back in 2 weeks or whatever. So me continuously paying her back, she's like, okay, you know what? You pay me back the 1,000, you pay me back the 1,500, you pay me back the 2,000 and the 4,000. There was one time, some of y'all may know about this, some of y'all may not, but I had bought an electric bike, and back then they were like kind of new, and the bike cost about $3,000, right? And she had limited money to buy the bike, and I was like, yo, this is amazing. I'm about to get so much money. I could work without having to ride my bike. I could work longer and move faster. And then I'm like, damn, I need more batteries. So I think she even helped to get me more batteries for the bike. So each battery was like $700. I worked for probably like 5 weeks. I think I had just made enough money to pay her back, and my bike got stolen, and I had to go ask her again for money. I'm like, hey, Neff, I know I didn't pay you back yet, and my bike got stolen, but I made X amount of dollars. I could have made the money back, but I wasn't being as secure with my assets. That's what I've learned from that experience. And I really, need the money so I can get another bike and keep working. And she said, okay. And I paid her back the money. And what she did was, she said, okay, we'll do a loan like this. She said, I think it was like 4 for 8. It was something like, it was either 5 for 10 or 4 for 8. Whatever that meant, what that meant was, if she had lent me $4,000 at that time, I had to pay her back $8,000. And I remember it being crazy because, well, it wasn't crazy to me, but everybody else thought she was crazy. Like, nephew, how could you do this to him? How could you ask him to pay you back double what you lent him? That's insane. And I was like, listen, none of y'all want to lend me money, and she did. So how can y'all tell her she shouldn't have done that, or she shouldn't have asked for those kind of terms if that's what she wanted to do, to lend the money? And I ended up paying her back the full amount. Whatever the double amount was, I paid it back to her. So because of that, she said, okay, I know that you have credibility to pay me back. So I believe that between that, me riding my bike all the time, and my mom seeing that, is why they both lent us money. Now, or the money we needed for this in the beginning. Melissa has asked people for money in the past, and it's been like, nah, you're not. I don't know what to tell you. I don't got it. I'm not doing that. And I think what's happening in her case is that people have seen the house, because in the beginning, nobody really saw the house. They were just like, oh, I know you have a house. I know you're renovating a house, but it's y'all 2 months in, 3 months. I'm not giving y'all any money. But now I think people have seen how hard we're working on the house. People see that it's actually coming to fruition. They've seen the before and after. They're like, okay, I see y'all are working. I feel like this is a safer place to put my money, because I know y'all either right at the finish line, or y'all have been, fighting for this for the last year. So people have more security in giving us money when they see us doing that. So the reason I say this is because I think there are people who feel like they don't know anybody that has money, but there's two things. You don't have any credibility, you probably don't have credibility to get the money from them, and you probably don't have the skill set to ask for money. That's another thing. So, and the third thing, honestly, I would add this in is, you should have something that's worth people giving you money for. I started a company that was supposed to be delivering groceries similar to Instacart, but it wasn't in the Bronx yet. As far as what I wanted to do was going to be for the Bronx, and Instacart wasn't there yet. So I was going to do that. Nobody wanted to lend me money for that. No family member, nothing, no one. And in my mind, it was a great idea. I'm like, wait, it's going to make so much money. I had the website built out. Everything was great. Me and my friend was doing it. I'm like, this is going to be amazing. And I remember being devastated so much. Like, wait, nobody's going to lend me money? Like, not my dad, my mom, my uncle, friend, nobody. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, mind you, and my friend's family was not letting him money either. So we couldn't believe what was happening. And that showed me that even if you have a great product, you still are probably gonna have to put the work in to show. You have to have something to show. Like, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. It's making X amount of dollars. Or I have 10 contracts for the store. I have whatever it is you need to have to show to people. That's how people, I think, will be more comfortable lending money. So that's just something I thought about. And it's, if y'all know about Lily Thompson, it's similar to her situation where she had brought some guy a deal for wholesaling, and he ended up being the one to lend her money to buy a house. He gave like 190K or 160K. I don't know how much he gave her, but he gave her a large amount of money. And it's because he saw her YouTube channel. So she's, hustling, doing videos on real estate. And then I think he had got money. He had made money with her as far as wholesaling goes. So he goes, okay, you found a good property. You have credibility and I trust you. Here's, $80,000, $90,000. So that's just something I was just thinking about. Cause in my mind, I'm always thinking about what would somebody do to get $20,000. They live in like the craziest hood and nobody they know has any money. I'm like, trust me, if you don't know anybody with money, you know somebody that knows somebody that has money, and all you can do is find the person. That's how I look at it now. Yeah, because I know just me starting out, I remember being like, I have a great idea. Why does nobody want to lend me money? And it's funny because if I was on the other end and somebody came up to me, it's like, Donovan, can you lend me $5,000? I'll be like, bro, I don't have $5,000. If they said, bro, I found this property, the guy wants to sell it, it's $1 million property for $5,000, I could find $5,000. Then that's the big difference. I'll be like, yo, bro, listen, I found a house that's $1 million and this guy wants to sell it for $5K. I would trust I could raise it at that point. But if somebody just wanted $5K from me, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna give you $5K to do what? I need some proof that I'm gonna make some money back, or I need to have the money. So but we have raised $25K. We could possibly have the full amount of money that we needed. We needed $30,000. I wanted to wait until the podcast to tell Melissa this.
Melissa what?
So, what do you think I'm gonna say?
I don't know.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
I can't tell because it could be good or bad. Is it good or bad?
It depends. What you want it to be.
Good.
You want it to be good? Damn, that's crazy.
Damn. Damn.
So, okay, so we definitely need more money, right? But it's like, here's what ended up happening. So he had given me a receipt that said that at that point I had paid him $64,000, right? And when I added how much I paid him after that, it was $102,000, right? So I'm like, okay, we paid him $102,000. We only need $28,000. I spoke to him today. He said that we only paid him $95,000, right? I'm like, that can't be right. That math don't math at all. So I went and looked to research how much we actually paid him. We actually paid him $92,000. So we actually paid him less than what he thinks we paid him. So instead of 102, we paid him 92. Right? So, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that.
What did that mean?
It just means that just a little bit more work, somewhat, but not really. It's like,
okay, because what I'm trying to figure out is, does the money that we are raising now cover the rest of the thing? Like, is that $8,000 money that we still need to pay, or is it just like
that would be money that we have to pay him for renovations? But on the contract, it says that there is a 10% like holding, it's a 10% fee or 10% of the renovation that we would pay after it's done. So we don't pay it until it's actually finished. So that's $13,000. Mm-hmm. So you should subtract the 13, but we would still have to pay that number at some point, because we initially had budgeted. We initially in our mind went over what we thought we needed. So we probably only need like $5,000. Do you want me to give you exact numbers?
It's not exact numbers. I don't think you answered my question.
Which is what?
Is that money that is a part of what needs to be done for the house? Or is that money a part of just, I guess...
What money?
Or maybe, I guess... Is the $5,000 already accounted for? Like, is that work already done?
What $5,000?
That we would have to pay.
It already accounted for. I don't know what that means.
Because, okay, if I tell you, okay, I think this job is gonna cost $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get the job done, and the job actually costs 80, but I had initially told you 100. Am I still charging you the 20? Or do I just charge you 80?
Well, see, I can answer that. You asking me what is he going to charge us, like?
Not what is he going to charge us for, but like, if 80 is what it took to get it done, that means that you don't need the 20? But that's why I don't know, is that a part of his fee, or is that a part of what we need for the renovation?
So I think I know what you're asking, and you're saying if the property cost $130, if the budget for the property is $130 and it costs $110 to finish, do we have to pay him $130?
Kind of, yeah, because like, is that money? Because if the money is to pay him directly as for doing the work, then obviously, sure, we still have to pay him that. If that money was supposed to go towards doing something in the house that's already done, then it's already done. Does that make sense?
It's not really, because the budget is $130, so we give it to him. Whatever gets done in the house is within that $130. So the house is supposed to be done for $130.
Mm-hmm.
If he does it for $115, that's not on us. He gave us that's the budget he gave us, is $130.
But isn't that? Because what if you find a way to cut costs and it's not going to be $130?
But that's the thing, that's not on us, because it costs us $130. It may not cost him $130. Because if he cuts a deal with one of his plumbers, he's not going to go, okay, Donovan, I got the price down, I'm going to lower your price. He's going to just increase his profit.
Okay, so let's say that he was going to do the roof for $20,000. It was like, never mind, don't do the roof. Does that mean that we still had to pay him $130, even though the roof would cost $20,000?
It would go to something else that we would need.
You just don't want to do the roof anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Then I could remove that. If I said to him, don't do the roof at all. If I said, don't do the bathroom, then yes, I could then say to him, I want this money back. Oh. Right? The issue with that is the budget that we currently have with him and how it's structured, because a lot of things that are done in the house are not on there. So there's no way for me to know what it's going to actually cost to say I want this money back for that thing.
So I guess my question is, is that additional $5,000 required in order to finish the house?
To finish it, no.
Okay.
No, that's what the 10% I was saying earlier was. Where?
Okay, so that's back end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want to say, I don't think I said this before. She just dropped some shades, right? Now, from a business perspective, I feel like it was amazing. Like, I feel like he checked off all the boxes, from the pop-up, the price of the pop-up, the place of the pop-up, the event itself, I think if I said the price inside, like she was selling for the pop-up, the price of her actual shades, the rollout, posting every day up until the actual shades released. Like, dropping a document, just amazing. Documentary was mid in my opinion, but everything else, like I said, check off every single box. Amazing. Brought an influence that she knows, big influencers. It was just phenomenal. So two things, I'm gonna talk about that, then I'm gonna move on to the next thing I want to bring up. Was I think there should be a word for what Ken did. Like, I don't know, like when you say fumble the bag, it should be like you Ken Walkered, like you Ken Walkered, like something like that. I feel I don't know, I'm not good with those things. I come up with that, but I feel like I was thinking about this yesterday with Melissa, and I was like, okay, if you're dating a girl, right, and you fuck up that bad, they're about to build a house, they're about to be the biggest. I mean, in my opinion, they was on track to be like one of the most popular YouTube couples. Everybody fucked with them. I don't really know the other ones that people really like that. And I don't know the ones that are as big as them. Maybe CJ So Cool, but they have like a crazy, like, they're very, CJ So Cool's demographic seems to be children. And I don't know which other YouTubers who are in a relationship that are big are geared towards an older audience, other than the Bangle Project. But I wasn't sure about that, so I didn't know. But then this morning, I was thinking about it with Melissa. Well, I wasn't talking to her. I was thinking about it. I was going to tell you this now. Beautiful, phenomenal, amazing girlfriend.
I like you telling me things.
Is that is it really fumbling the bag?
Yes.
If you hate her?
Why do you think you hate her?
Is that really fumbling the bag?
Yes.
You think so?
Because it doesn't matter your intentions, you still fumbled.
But like, what if you was trying to get to the other team? You was trying to like play for the other team, so you fumbled. So you like, does that still count as fumbling?
Yes.
You sure? Even if you forced to fumble?
Team, if you're on the losing team, yes.
But what if you move to the winning team?
Who's the winning team? Who's winning? He not winning.
Because here's my thing. I was thinking about this, right? I've been watching their videos recently, in like the last 2 days. Wow. It's 222, guys. 222. Now, I've been watching their videos, and I think she's very disrespectful to him behind closed doors. And I don't know if he really fumbled the bag if his girl's cheating on him.
You think she was cheating on him?
I think there was something going on. I don't know to what degree. Here's what I think. This is my theory. I think that she was doing things that's not cheating, but that make a guy feel like she's cheating. Right? So, example.
Okay.
If I'm sitting here in the house, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, oh, man. Yeah, I really miss Bianca. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How many times can I do that? How many times can I bring up Bianca's name? How many times can I bring up one specific ex? Yes. She only has one ex that she talks about all the time. And I didn't know this until now, until like the most recent video they posted, which is, I don't know, like 7 months ago, 8 months ago. She been talking about this same person for like 5-6 years.
I mean, is that the only ex she has?
Sure. Probably. Like serious ex.
What's she supposed to talk about?
You don't talk about how you miss your ex. They had a situation where, let me ask you this.
She said she said those words?
Maybe not exactly, but
okay then.
But she inferred it. Okay, now let me give you an example of this. If me and you are walking into a mall, right, and I see an ex, what do you think my reaction should be?
Should be?
Well, first, what would your reaction be?
Do I know that that's your ex?
No, it's your ex. We go back. We switch roles. Switch roles. We go into a mall. You see your ex.
Okay.
What would your reaction be?
Depends.
On what?
On. Cause like, I don't think I would go out my way to say hello. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm standing here and let's say that this ex is across the room and I'm not sure if they can see me or not. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna go over there and be like, "Hey, I saw you from across the room. Hi." Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
However, I think that if you make eye contact with the person and then they come over to approach you, I think after the eye contact you can kind of gauge what happens. Mm-hmm. Because like if we make eye contact, you look away, great. I look away. That's great. Just you're not acknowledging. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you come over and try to say hello to me, I think it's rude to not say hello.
Mind you, we're together.
Right.
Okay. Like we're at the place at the same time.
At the place at the same time.
Me and you together.
Sure.
Okay.
I think it's I think if you came up to me and I pretend like I don't know who you are, it's childish.
Okay.
So it's like a hello, or whatever, I don't know what you would come up to me for or why you would want to try and have a conversation with me. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't be like a long-winded one. It would just be, very polite.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, what if I don't know this person?
Like, you don't know that that's my ex? Say it don't change. That don't change nothing.
Okay. So, this is. Oh, and then what do you think? What do you think my response should be in that situation?
Should be.
Should be first. Should first, and then we'll do should first, and then what I would do second.
Different. So I think you should not do any. You should not talk to them. You should not talk to them. You should not look at them. Acknowledge them. No, honestly, I don't think that's good. I guess you should do the same thing that I said, which is to be polite.
Yeah.
And then keep it pushing.
I
believe that's what you should do.
Do you want to give an explanation as to why you think that?
Okay. Because initially I had said not to say nothing at all, right? But knowing you and knowing how everything works, that may make the female want to talk to you more or whatever, or try to get your attention more. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's opening up a bigger thing than it has to be. Because they know that because like by you denying them the acknowledgement of you knowing them, I don't think that's gonna breed well with that person, and that might manifest itself into something else later. Mm-hmm. Whether they try to hit you up, they try to be like, let me try this again. You walk around, spin a block, change my clothes, come back. You normally in this area, I'm gonna scout you out now. Like, I think that kind of breeds that type of energy. Mm-hmm. So I think you can never go wrong with being polite.
Okay, now what do you think I would do?
What you would do?
Yes.
You, Donovan will have a full blown conversation. How's your mom? How's your dad? How's everybody? How are you? Just full blown. You probably pick them up and spin them around. Just full blown. Just blatant. With me standing right there too. Just blatant disregard. Like it'd be like, and then she might be like, "Who's this?" And you'd be like, "Oh, yeah." Anyway, right.
Are you done? Are you finished?
I answered your question.
Okay, so what happened with their situation was that she saw her ex and then tried to pull Ken away real quickly so that he didn't know what's going on. She just grabbed him and was like, let's go this way.
Okay.
Right, so he didn't know. He's like, what's going on? So the guy approaches her. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey. And she's like, hey. He's like, how you doing? He's like, I'm doing good. How you doing? She's like, I'm doing good. And according to them, that was kind of the end of it, mm-hmm. right? And then I think he actually spent a block in that same interaction and to either say bye or later or something like that to her. So he had said he posted it on his Twitter, like, what would you do in a situation like that? And then this guy commented on the post.
She posted that?
No, he did.
Ken.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
the ex. Okay.
Commented, right? So my opinion of it is, I think that there's an issue with trying to avoid him.
Right.
Why would somebody try to do that?
I think avoiding someone, it's not mutual. Mm-hmm. So, and that kind of goes back into what I said earlier, where it's like, either now that person is gonna feel like, oh, she avoided me, so that must mean, or like that means that she's still into me, or she's avoiding me, did I do something wrong? Like, it's gonna cause interest in that other person, I feel like, and it kind of shows that, everything's not in equilibrium when it comes to you and that person. Like, there has to be something there for you to avoid me.
Mm-hmm. Now here's something else that I know about women.
Okay.
Any woman that is in love with her man will show him off to all the men she ever talked to, right? They will the man will be eating ice cream and not know what's going on. The girl will drag him in front of her ex and be like, hey babe, what's going on? Oh, hey Daryl, I didn't even see you standing there, what's going on? That's what I know girls to do, right? They want to show their man off. So it's very uncommon for a girl to see a guy, an ex, and be like, I want to hide my man from him. I don't want him, right. I don't want him to see me and my new man together.
Interesting. I mean, that's very interesting, especially because of who she is. Like, if like,
I don't know if they were that big then, but they said it was like maybe like 8 months into the relationship, like 6 to 8 months into their relationship.
But I mean, even if they're not that big, like,
they were still bigger, but they were big-ish. But yeah.
But yeah, okay. Because what I was gonna say is that when you see Dearra, you think Ken, especially when they were together.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see what the point in hiding him would be. However, if you said that they're smaller, that still doesn't look good because that's your man at the end of the day.
Right. The only time I've ever known of girls to do something like that is if they think the other guy is gonna beat up the current boyfriend. Like if it's a hood, like if the ex is some hood dude, then they'll be. I've seen them go like, well, nah. But on a regular interaction, like I said, a guy could be playing Game Boy SD and the girl will drag him into a store because she saw her ex is in there and she wanna walk around with him. It's craziness, right? So to do that, I'm like, that's strange.
Because I feel like that's still too far in the opposite direction.
Sure, but the best option would be to be neutral.
Right.
The second best option would be to show off your man, because it's like, okay, my man's he looks better than you. Right now, I know what you're probably thinking. It's like, okay, you're trying to prove to your other man that this man is better, right? However, you still at least think you can get away with that with this guy. Because imagine, it's worse to think I don't even want to show him to this guy because I'm gonna be so embarrassed to show him. Like, which one is worse? Either I'm embarrassed to show you, or I like you, but I'm gonna show you my man that's better than you. At least I still go, well, at least I know she thinks I'm better than you. She might still want you for whatever reason, but she thinks I'm better than you. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather, like I said, neutral is first,
right?
Then show off your man, then hide your man from seeing your ex. Crazy, right? So that was something I saw. And then multiple times, whenever they have a conversation about, would you go back to your ex? Who were you in love with? If me and you was together, who would you be with? Same guy, all the time.
But you said that's the only guy she been with.
Sure, I hear you, but
there's no other option. What she gonna
Nah, she could say, I don't really have nobody that I would go back to.
If there's only one person, we gonna get the same name over and over again.
If he was abusing her, if he was a cornball, here's the thing: she probably still looks at his page. So he may not be doing what she's doing, but he may still be doing all right, good enough for her. So that was my whole thing. It's like, listen, I don't necessarily know if he is fumbling, because I think that
it's still fumbling.
I hear you, but if your girl is throwing shots at you on a regular, and then you leave and you lose a lot of money.
No. He didn't leave. Don't flame it like that.
Oh, you're right. Right.
I would say it's not a fumble if he respected himself in the situation
and left,
or
And like you saying, if he left.
Yeah, if he left like a man, or if he had conviction or passion, like if he did something, he didn't do anything to land him where he is now, actively. It's more so you got caught. Like that's not you ain't free yourself. You was doing backhanded stuff and then got caught. I think it would have been not fumbling the bag if he left her. He decided, because of the type of person that she is and how this situation and how she affects me, it's not worth it. And then that's a different conversation, because that means that puts it on Dearra. That's like, oh damn, whatever you was doing was so crazy that despite all your accolades and despite all your accomplishments, he still doesn't want to be with you.
That's very true.
But that's not the narrative. The narrative is, damn, you got caught cheating and she kicked you out and now she's doing amazing.
And here's the thing too, I agree with you. I 100% agree with that, because if you are going to take the easy way out, either you're going to stay with a girl that's abusing you, either emotionally or physically, or you're gonna cheat and then get kicked out.
Right.
So it's like, if you're gonna do the easy way route, you might as well have done it the right way and stayed with her to get the money, as opposed to losing out and getting kicked out.
Right. Your reputation takes a hit in addition to your pockets taking a hit.
Yeah.
As opposed to if he just left, or because of how she was acting or whatever, then his reputation wouldn't have taken a hit.
Yeah.
It would still, I think people wouldn't look at him the way that they look at him. I think if he would have left, people would have still been like, yeah, look at what she's doing now. But I think that he wouldn't be looking like someone that's trying to repair something as to someone that's trying to create something.
Yeah. And then, so, something else you want to say? So, one of the reasons why I'm bringing her up is because, as y'all know, I'm very heavy into business and making money. And she dropped her shades recently. So, as a pocket watcher that I am, I was like, I wonder how much she could make from the shades. Now, I had kind of tried to guesstimate before. I was thinking maybe she might do $1 million in a day. I was thinking maybe more. She has 5 million subscribers on YouTube. And no, she has 900K on YouTube on her own channel. She has a combined 9 million between her other two channels with her ex. And she's already her ex now. Not even kidding no more. And her Instagram has like 5 million. Her TikTok has several million. Twitter, I think, has a couple million. Damn, she has a lot. That's a lot. God damn. That's not including Snapchat and everything other. Jesus Christ. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, she's probably gonna sell. Originally I said 30,000 shades that day, right? So at $85 a shade, let's see, times 85 would be $2.5 million if she sold 30K. And I was thinking how easy it would be for her to sell 30K, because when she launched her new channel, she got 100K. She's at 900K off of that new channel, and the shades are not expensive. So I'm like, okay, she could probably do 2.5 million in a day. I'm like, damn, that's a good amount for shades. And then I was like, okay, she actually might be doing more than 30K. I thought about it. You think about every single state. Is there 500 people in every state that might buy from Dearra? Even 100 people, 300 people just inside here. That's not including the other countries that people support her and buy from. So I'm like, damn, it might be closer to 100, like somewhere in the $100,000 range. So let's just do that math real quick. If we was to do 100,000 times 85 would be 8.5 million, right? That's what that was my initial guess, in that between 2.5 and 8.5 million. So she actually posted on her channel, what was that? You remember she posted like a stack of all the orders that she got for the shades. She has a warehouse, which is crazy. Like, she's killing it, getting an office, warehouse. She's doing it, like I said, checking all the boxes. Amazing. She had showed like half a stack of what she did for one pair of shades. Yeah. That one pair of shades, just a half a stack, looked like maybe 700 orders.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like she probably did. I want to say, like, probably had at least 1,000 in stock each.
In what?
In stock each.
You think 1,000?
At least.
Oh yeah, for sure. So this is what I was getting to. I was thinking that she had 2,000 each. Is what I told myself. That's the number I was going with. So if half of that stack was, let's say, between 500 and 700, I just rounded it up and said it's 1,000 in that stack, and it's half. Another stack had another 1,000. I said 2,000 for the shades in my head. So 2,000 per shade. That's 8,000 shades, just off of
individual.
Right, not the PR box. Right. So we got 8,000 shades times 4 is 32K. Right.
No. Why are you multiplying it by 4?
Oh, facts. It's 8,000 by itself.
So we multiplied by like 80. I think 85.
Yeah, times 85.
How much the last go.
Right, times 85, right? And then for the PR box, like I said, that one's 350 times I'm gonna say she did like 500. I'm gonna say she did 1,000 of those times 1,000.
And those were 300.
Right, exactly. So that's 350 plus the 660. So she had like $1 million in a day. So that's my guesstimate of what she did. And I was thinking about, I'm like, I could see why she would need a warehouse for that. If you have 10,000 products, that's a lot of products in a box. Like, that's crazy. But it's not including expenses once you remove out what the glasses actually cost. And I don't think shades are that expensive. They probably run between between like $1 and maybe $15 for the shades. But listen, $1 million in a day at 20 on her 26th birthday, after she just left her man who fumbled the bag, and she's going crazy. She's going up, and that's her first. It sold out in, they said sold out in seconds. Ain't sold out in no seconds. You know how I know that? Because Melissa was on the site checking. She added everything in her cart 3 times just to make sure to see what the price was, and everything was still there. So, you know, it sold out in minutes though. Give it like, it was like 6 minutes.
It was 10.
10 minutes, like 10 minutes, it all sold out. So if y'all don't have the Wi-Fi, that's what it is. I need to get better Wi-Fi. That's the problem. I need to have this New York Wi-Fi. But yeah, so like I said, shout out to her. Like I said, I really like what she's doing. She was on the fence with me for a little bit. I'm like, she's looking real suspect with this whole chasing after this man acting like this, but she coming up with money. Now, something else in relation to that, I'm gonna move on real quick. I'll come back to that later. All right. Oh, we went out to Philly last week. The house is coming together. Y'all know we got the extra money, so that's a good thing. We went out there with Melissa's little brothers. They got to see the house, which is great. You know, I think it's very important for younger kids to see different ways of life, because for me, growing up, it's very normalized to own property because my dad and my aunt and them own property. So it was very normal to me. It didn't seem abnormal somebody to say I own a building or whatever. That didn't mean we was rich or that I had money. It just meant that we owned a property. So I would go to it. The concept of it wasn't crazy. So for me, having them go there is just being able to see like, oh yeah, I remember when I was 14 and 20, my older sister had bought a property. We went to go and see it in Philadelphia. The area was like this. It was not the best area, but the house could sell for that. And then they'll be able to see what we buy down the line. So it's just something to kind of be able to add to, I think, to make people more well-rounded, to be able to see different things as opposed to just seeing the regular what everybody else kind of shows. So I thought that was like kind of cool to show them that. So we have fun out there. The tiling should be going in today. So I should have pictures for that on my Instagram sometime this week. I guess when this comes out, it'll be Sunday. So till next week, I might see it before if you have your Instagram. So, and if not, I'll probably put it in the next video. But the doors are in, the molding is in, not the molding, what is that called? The baseboard for the flooring. If y'all know about housing, the baseboard has been put in, so that's good. Every single car we have is maxed out right now. Like, over maxed out. We owe them money. Like, it's negative. Okay? I might put that on the screen. I might put all of our... Huh?
Accounts.
Bruh, the personal business account's negative. My personal account had like $1.50 in it. The other two business accounts the other two business accounts I had probably had a combined $8 in it. Like I said, the business account is negative like $500. My credit cards are all maxed out. My Amex card is over the limit. I have to pay that. I'm probably like 4 days late to paying that. So hopefully I can try and talk to them to, not make it affect my credit too much. But yeah, like down to the wire as far as money goes, like completely tapped out from every end, which is why it was great that everybody came in at the last minute. Tori, my aunt, Melissa's mom, like just anybody that came out that could help. It was great. Because they don't know. They might know now if they watch this. But like I said, we are down to pennies. So funny enough, though, 2 things came in handy. 2, maybe 2. I think it's one more, but I can't think about it. One thing is, last year, the people been watching this for the longest. Shout out to y'all. This might have been in chapter 1, honestly. We had tried to get our credit fixed, and we went to some guy in Atlanta. And it didn't really turn out that well, but he did tell me to sign up for a credit card. It's called Self. So pretty much how it works is it's like a what do you call those? It's like a prepaid credit card. So we would put money on it, or I would put money on it every single month, and $150 a month. Had to put that there every single month. It was crazy. and it just now hit like 12 months. So I had about $1,200 from that card. They gave it to me. I was like, oh shit. So how they started it off was they gave me $500 about 2 months ago. And then like last week they said, hey Donovan, you're able to raise your credit limit to the full amount that you paid towards the card, which was $1,200. So my credit went from $500 to $1,200. And I'm like, this is amazing when we need this. Also, y'all know Melissa got rear-ended the other day. They just paid us out $1,000 for that incident. So now we had another $1,000. So we've been living off that credit card, which is $1,200, and the $1,000 that I just got like 2 days ago or yesterday, and kind of just been living off of that. So, and then we're about to do the craft fair this weekend. Hopefully, we do some big numbers. Are you able to sign up for the one in the other one?
Ask them.
Okay, because that's something I definitely would want to do. If we might be here for 2 months. We probably are, because the house won't be done until May. It may not sell the same week. So, shout out to my mom and my sister for setting up pre-birthday dinner for me. My birthday is going to be April 29th, but they took me and Melissa out to karaoke, which was a surprise because, again, my birthday is for another 2 weeks, and we went out to eat. So I'm sitting there. They start clapping. I'm like, okay, what's going on? They bring a candle out they bring a cake out with this big ass candle in it, and I'm looking around like, all right, this is cool. The guy's walking past me. I turn my head around. He brings a candle in front of me. I'm like, I'm like, y'all are hilarious. I'm like, y'all are so. Everybody got a camera out looking at me, and that's when I realized, like, okay, this is for me. So shout out to them for that. I forgot about the house insurance. That's not that important. So, but the last thing for life update, okay, we just hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. This shit is so crazy. It's like a lot of people got here from Jerry Norton and Turo, and before that we probably posted 200 videos, probably even more than that, before anybody ever was watching the channel. So there were days we remember looking at the channel, for the whole day we would get 2 views. I'm lying. For a week we might get 3 views. So there were days we would get no views at all. And forget about subscribers. We wasn't getting subscribers. That was just not happening. We might get a view here or there because YouTube was like, all right, let's see if anybody likes this. Nope. All right, put it in the trash can. So we was not getting no views, no subscribers. So to go from that to 3,000 this quickly, because we got 1,000 in August last year. That was our first time getting monetized, our first 1,000 when we got monetized. Then we got another 1,000 like 2 months ago. 2.5, what was it, February 28th? January 29th, so beginning of February. So from February to now, we got 1,000 subscribers. And we are currently probably sitting at 3,035 at this point. And honestly, when this video comes out, we might be at freaking 3,100, honestly.
We had 3,040.
40? Bruh, that's what I'm saying. This morning, we was at 3,026. So I might be less than that. No, we was at, what was we at this morning?
Right. Can't tell you.
Damn, that's what I'm saying.
Like 14.
Right? It was not. Yeah. Because I'm like, this morning I said, damn, we already got 14 subscribers, and that's crazy. So yeah, this is just crazy. And to make things even crazier, this will be our first month ever making $1,000 on YouTube. This is crazy. But as I said earlier, that won't cover none of our bills because we are overdrafted the business account. We still owe Amex. I owe Amex the $2,500 or $3,000, whatever the number is. The house not finished. We still got to eat and stuff like that. So the 1,000 we made. We have a car note and insurance. I almost forgot about that. So that's like $1,000, right? That's like $800 actually. So we have $200 left over, and with the extra $200, we could put it in the business account and be only negative $200 instead of $400.
I got minimums. Can't afford for my credit to mess up.
Oh, listen, you be all right. But episode playback. Last week I talked about how America has a lot of people. Bruh, I don't even know what I was thinking. America is not even probably close. I don't think America's in the top 10 of population in the world. I was reading a post recently, and in the post, this guy was saying which fast food restaurant do you think will be the best in 5 to 10 years from now, or will expand the most? And the options were Starbucks, McDonald's, Taco Bell, and KFC. I'll let y'all guess what y'all think it is between Starbucks, McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC. All right. And he said that in the poll, most people said they think it'll be McDonald's and Starbucks. And I'm like, that's not surprising, right? He said he thinks it'll be KFC. And honestly, I wasn't surprised by that. I was not surprised by that either. The reason why is because every person I know that travels, like let's say they have family in other countries, they always have KFC. And they always tell me how much better they love KFC. Like, oh, this chicken is so good. It's like, we love it here. Whether it be in St. Thomas, Jamaica, other like in Africa countries. It's just any place you go, it's like, yo, we really love KFC. Then you come here, it's like, this is not the same KFC. This is some bullshit. I don't know what this is. So in the post, the guy was saying that KFC actually only has 16% of its stores are in America. So most of its stores outside of America. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think they said they had 25 stores in Nigeria. And they want to get to, I don't know, 200 by some certain year, right? That's not that important. What was crazy to me was he said that he thinks KFC will dominate Nigeria because there are no McDonald's in Nigeria. How is that even possible? That's crazy. That's an insane thing to think about, right? Now, my logic as to why I think there are no McDonald's in Nigeria is because if y'all ever seen, there's a documentary about McDonald's, and if you look on any YouTube video, you can find this, that McDonald's is not a fast food restaurant. It is a real estate company first. They always try to get McDonald's in the best real estate areas. This actually was one, if y'all live in New York, there was one on 34th and 10th Avenue, right? It was so small, had this huge parking lot. It was a big ass parking lot. It had little tiny McDonald's in the middle. Right now, they built up like one of the iconic places of New York right now on the West Side Highway. They put up these big ass buildings. They put up a commercial mall there, and it's all types of restaurants and stores. And you know what was there? A McDonald's. So they had to pay McDonald's for that land to be able to build that up. Now, do you think it was cheap? No. They probably bought that land, who knows, 30 years ago for like $300K and probably sold it for millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Because think about it. If you have to build a structure that big and you're going to have a commercial real estate there where you can sell food and clothes and shades and whatever else you want to sell in there, you're going to be bringing in millions of dollars a month. You'll bring in millions of dollars. So to buy a property for 7 to 9 million, probably like, oh, here, take it. You know, it's fine. We're going to make that back in the first month and a half, whatever, just on that plot of land. So to me, like I said, that's not surprising that in Nigeria, they aren't there. And the reason I say that is because I don't really know how they would gauge what is popular or what is a good land in Nigeria to buy. So between that, and then I also think that it's just not healthy, McDonald's. So it's like, I know a lot of countries don't really rock with the ingredients in McDonald's, and in other countries it's very different ingredients than they have here. But he said that KFC is there, and he said that Nigeria currently has 201 million people. And I'm like, Nigeria has 200 million people? I'm like, that's insane. I'm like, compared to America, which has like 350 million, like in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, Nigeria is a small place. I know it's in Africa, which is big, but I didn't think Nigeria was damn near 2/3 of all of the whole country of America. Crazy to me, right? So I just remember last week saying that about America being like one of the largest populated countries, and it's really not. Like I said, I don't even think it's top 10 personally, but and then on to today's topics. So the first topic I want to touch on, which I said I was going to talk about last week, So the first topic of the day is women should look at relationships like a business, like the workplace. And what I mean by that is acquiring the skills that are applicable in the environment you're trying to get to, which in this case would be a man you want to be with. And I think a lot of women say, well, I'm pretty and I'm nice and I would love him very much and I would be there for him. Right? These are things that women like to say when you ask them what they bring to a man. That's usually a lot of times what you'll hear. You might even hear some women say that I can take care of myself. I make my own money. This is one step up from what I just said. And the reason why that isn't always the best is because those still are not qualities that apply to this particular job. So most men don't look at a woman and go, I like her because she has her own money. She can take care of herself, right? Not saying they're going to dislike you for it, but that isn't a quality that they go, this is the kind of woman that I want. I rarely hear men say, I want a woman that has money to take care of herself. Usually what a man will say is, she doesn't ask me for money, right? It's not about her having money. It's that she doesn't come to me and ask me for money only. And she's also doing things. She could be going to school. She could be anything that she's doing that's just not asking him for money. So that isn't a skill. What? I feel like you made a face.
I was listening.
What? Do you disagree?
I'm listening. I'm trying to hear where you're going with this.
So I actually heard something recently, and I want to hear what your opinion was on this. Is that one of the skills that guys like, or something that guys look for, is a woman that makes them look better. What do you think about that?
I feel like the kind of two things that you said are kind of conflicting. I guess earlier.
Which things?
Because you said that it's not about you having your own money. It's about not asking me for money. But the only way I'm not gonna ask you for money is if I have my own money.
Your parents will give you money. Your parents will buy you stuff.
What if my parents can't?
What?
What if my parents can't? What if your parents can't give me money or buy you stuff? Then who am I getting money and buying, like getting stuff from?
It doesn't. Like I said, it doesn't really matter.
Why does it not matter? You can't not want me to ask you for money and then also want me to, and then also it be an issue that I work for my money.
When I say not to ask a guy for money, I'm saying that he'll want to give you money, because what he doesn't want is to look at the girl as a gold digger. That's what he doesn't want, right? So he doesn't want a girl to say, hey, can I have $100? Can I have $1,000? Can I have $500? He doesn't want that.
Right. Okay.
Right. But if he says, hey babe, she says, hey babe, I want to get my nails done, or whatever, something like that, it's not asking for money. She's just saying she wants to get this thing done. The guy want to do the thing for her.
So if she's constantly asking for things, not money but things, does that make her a gold digger?
Asking for things. Say it again.
If she's constantly asking for things, not money, does that still make a person a gold digger?
I don't think she should be asking for things. I think she should be saying things like, I want to get my nails done.
Okay, if I say I want to get my nails done and you just be like, oh, okay. What happens then?
I don't think that happens.
Why do you say that?
Okay, I don't think that happens because the natural instinct of a man is to want to pay for that. And if the woman is doing all the other things, he'll offer to pay for that.
What are these other things?
Whatever the the long list of things that make women attracted to men, make men attracted to women. He also has to have the money too, by the way.
Right. So it's like if the guy doesn't have the money, and also I'm not supposed to ask for things, how do I get the things that I want?
I don't think you should not have money.
Okay.
That's not a quality that guys go, oh yeah, I like her for this thing. Like that's not high on the list. Let me put it that way. That's low on the list of things that a guy goes, that's why I want her. That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So what are these other things?
In terms of what?
You said there's other things on the list.
Not stressing him out. It's high on the list. Being if when he wants peace, he looks for that person, that is high on the list. Cooking, high on the list. Cleaning, or I don't think cleaning is really high on the list. I think keeping things in order is high on the list. So I don't think like you gotta sweep and this and that, but keeping things organized, I feel like it's like, okay, I come into the house, it looks good. So that can be considered cleaning, organizing. What do you think? Your eyes are closed.
I'm listening.
With your eyes closed?
Yes.
What you thinking in there?
The first two things is too arbitrary.
Which one? Cooking?
No, the first two things you said was not stressing somebody out and for them to look at you as their piece. It's like, I guess, how do you practically implement that?
Practically, I would say to learn about body language and read when a woman is irritating her man. That's a practical application of it. To be able to know, okay, these are things that stress my man out. I will not do these things ever. See, I squinted. It's like,
Why I don't know why you decide to add the word ever to it.
Because these are things that I know if I do X, he is going to be mad. I should never do X if I know that doing X is going to make him upset.
Sure, I guess.
I'm saying, if a girl was to post a YouTube video about what she does as a woman, these are things that guys would go, bro, I want to marry her. That one is the one I want to. These are the qualities that guys look at and go, that's great. Why are you doing that?
Doing what?
This right here.
I'm thinking about what you were saying. Yes. That's the reason why I'm thinking about what you're saying. Because you make it sound too nasty. It's not appealing to me as a female. When I hear the words that you're saying, it makes me angry. Right? It makes me. It's a visceral feeling. Like,
why does it make you? Why do you feel that way?
Like you want me to just I'm not gonna do nothing because it's gonna stress you out. What about what stresses me out? Like it just innately, just instantly, just feels like that. Yes.
Yeah, I think. Well,
I guess because it's coming from you, and it sounds like a entitlement in it. Second time using this word today. Like why should a guy feel entitled to that?
Susan.
Like what is the guy doing that makes me not want to stress you out? I feel like it's a two-way street. It's not just a woman should be XXXXX, or a woman should do this, a woman should do that. What is the guy doing that is making this a relationship where me wanting to make sure that you have a safe space and wanting you to feel peace and wanting you to not be stressed out? The same way that you said, well, a guy females shouldn't have to ask for money. The guy would want to do it if you're acting a certain way. I think it's the same thing as vice versa. I think women want to nurture their man or want to do things for him, want to either make sure, want to make sure you're good. Like, we want to do those things. It's the other thing that comes with it, though. Like, do I feel safe? Do I feel like, are we both holding up the ends of the...
So let me ask you this. As a woman, since I gave the thing as a guy, what would you say a guy should do, or qualities that he should have that make you feel safe and want to be this thing that guys want?
I think that standing up for me as a woman is up there. Like being able to defend me and handle situations, and how you navigate things will kind of show me, should I allow this person to be my captain or whatever. I think that would be the thing. So I think the thing that either like evokes a feeling for me.
We need practical applications though.
Right. A practical application.
Yes.
I feel like you're being... A practical application will probably be like...
Should I sit down? I'm gonna let you finish.
Huh?
No, nothing.
Are you really asking me?
Yeah.
I feel like you weren't asking me.
No, I was.
A practical application will probably be... like an example? Bruh. Because the thing that comes to mind is that if, let's say, we're having a conversation with someone and they're being disrespectful, that my man will step in and either be like, and address it, kind of be like, indicate that it's not okay. I'm not saying you gotta slap somebody in the face, but I think that makes a woman feels good. If you with the Will and Jada situation, like I said, slapping him in the face is too far. But doing something in that moment would make the woman feel good. Okay.
That's understandable. I was gonna say I didn't want to say that because I want you to finish your thought. I was gonna say, do you want somebody to slap the guy for making a joke? But yeah. So.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's what a lot of females' problems are.
Like what?
When it comes to what guys like to say women should do in relationships, because it'd be a lot of that. Women should. And when I come in the door, my slipper should be warmed and the food should be in my mouth already. Well, as opposed to perpetuating what type of man deserves that.
So here, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great point that you're making. And I think the reason for that, this is great. This is great. Listen, this is amazing. This is great. There are no women telling men how to be.
Okay, say less.
Right? So I'm gonna finish. Right? This is the thing. And all the people that are telling men how to be are the same ones telling women how to be.
Yes.
Right? So you're going to get the person telling you what to do is going to tell you what to do that they want. And they're not going to have the accountability because they're the one saying the thing. So if a guy goes, I want my girl to be, as Fresh and Fit has said, compliant, right? This goes, okay, the girl goes, okay, sure, I'll be compliant if you do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G.
Yes.
And then the guy goes, well, see, this is why the problem with women right here. That's what they'll do. But that's because women don't usually do that. They just go, well, why I gotta be compliant for? But for what? I'm not a pet, I'm not a dog. It's like,
like I said, we naturally it's natural on both ends.
In what sense?
In terms of what we want to do for each other. I think it's natural for a guy to want to protect his woman, to want to pamper her, make sure that she's good, make sure I think guys is kind of more material in what they show their affection or whatever they show their feelings are. It manifests this way in a material way. I think that for women, we want to make sure you're good internally. Like that's how we manifest things. We want to know how you're feeling. We want to know what it is that we want to make sure what you're putting in your body is good. We want to make sure your environment makes you feel good. So I think that we naturally want to do these things, but then if you come home and I, am asking and messing with your inner, like, oh well, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you ain't doing shit. Now your inside is messed up, and now I'm not doing the thing that is natural for me necessarily. I'm messing up your inside, and that's why that feels the way that it does for a guy. Because for me, I'm supposed to make your inside feel good. And that's why for us, it's like you want X, Y, and Z. And I done got no purses, my nails is not done, my hair is not done, no car, no nothing. The material that you're supposed to be providing for me is not here. Where it at? So now you're not holding up your end of the bargain.
That's interesting. I'm having some thoughts. Because now I'm thinking my theories. Okay. You might have cracked it. Maybe something might have just been cracked here. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here's my theory. Couple layers to this. So I think women are materialistic by nature, right? And the reason I think that is, damn. Okay, I'm just gonna let my. Right, fact. That's a good one. Is because okay, all right, okay. So here's how the thought started. You said that women, when they are not happy, will try to affect your inner. Right? Is that true? Okay. I think when men are not happy, they try to affect your outer.
Yes.
They try to affect everything around you. Where you live, what cars you drive, what you eat. They're like, listen, I'm not paying for this. I'm not giving you this. I'm not doing none of that. No hair, nails, none of that's getting done. That's what.
You know what? That's crazy. I think, what is happening? I think that's why y'all hate alimony so much.
Why?
And child support and stuff. Because that's materials that I'm still not giving to this person who I feel doesn't deserve it or whatever.
Yeah. Right? So I'm like, okay, there's something to that. There's something to the woman, because like I said, if you get upset, your mindset is not, I'm going to take away these things from you. It's, I'm going to say you got a little dick. I'm going to say that's why you like your ass getting ate at the dinner table. I'm going to do something like that so that your whole soul is fucked up, right? Guys don't go to a girl when he's mad and go, that's why your pussy stink. She go, I don't give a fuck, right? I don't care. I don't fuck with all that shit. But if he goes, I'm not paying for this, I'm not doing this, I'm not going to see you, I'm not nothing, everything around me, I'm gone, right? So I started thinking about it, and I was like, I think that's why men and women get together, because the majority of men's inner is, I would say, empty, right? And this goes back to the water and bucket analogy. I feel that when women are happy, they fill up your inner. When that happens, the man's inner is filled up. He goes, okay, I want to chase all of these things and give it to her. I want to give her everything she wants on the outer when my inner is filled up, right? So now I'm thinking, that is, men chase materials, right? And they only chase materials, 99% is for women, right? So it's very odd that women are called materialistic.
The negative thing for a guy would be to call him sensitive.
Yes. Exactly. So I'm getting at. So there's layers to this. So I think somewhere along the lines, they switch those two things, because now what the common narrative is for women to chase material success and men to become more sensitive, right? And it puts everything out of balance.
Very interesting.
Right? Because even if you're telling men, okay, you have money, but you should be more sensitive. You should be more, I guess, maybe humble. You should be more soft, right? You tell women the opposite. It's like, forget all of that inner shit. Fuck all that. You need to get you your own house, get you your own. And it's like, who are you giving that to?
I think the idea behind it is so that you can become whole. Mm-hmm. Because if you only have materials and you don't have the sensitive, inner part, you're missing a piece. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of the times, I think the way that it's supposed to go is that piece that you're missing, you probably find in somebody else, or that the person that you're with will bring that out in you. It wouldn't be something that you would just have on your own necessarily. Yeah,
I think women bring that out of men. Which is good. And I think a lot of time what I learned with women is that the majority of women don't read self-development books. It's not their go-to.
Why am I doing that?
Right? Because you don't have the reason to. Because your focus isn't on developing things to grow your material success. Intuitively, that's in your goal. Most men read self-development books to get more money, to buy things to give to women. You put a woman on that path, like, okay, I know all of these things, I got all of this money, do I give it to a woman? Do I give it to a man? What do I do with this? Because
then you give it to the man, he got his own materials.
Right, he has his own materials. Or now you get it with a man, and it's like, is he supposed to do the inner and elevate your inner? Probably not, because that's not his natural instinct.
I mean, I guess it could work if that is the dynamic.
It could, but I personally don't believe that any man starts off as wanting to grow the other person's inner. I think he has to be taught that. And I personally don't believe that a relationship works well when the woman is bringing all the material success and the man is the one being emotionally supportive. I don't think it works.
Why say that?
Because I think men have a very large ego. I don't think that it's natural for them to submit to their woman.
Why would that be, submitting to your woman?
Because you don't have anything. What?
I'm listening. What is your...
Because I'm trying to think about that, because it's weird. Okay. Because I know that it's very common for Caribbean men to be fine making nothing and the woman making everything. And they'd be like, this is fine. I like this. This is cool. Right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know if they feel like men when they do that.
Yeah, I don't know if your woman feels like you're being a man either.
Right.
Yeah. I think, thinking on it, I don't think I've seen a positive relationship really where the woman is creating more than her man. Even look at Dearra and Ken, and like you said, it's she was talking kind of crazy in some of the videos, and that's just a glimpse into probably how she talks to him off camera.
Yeah, right.
So
she called him a little punk ass. What she said? You little punk ass boy. That's what she called. She called him something crazy like that. I was like, okay.
And I have seen that dynamic more. I have seen kind of women kind of be either more just like aggressive or I don't really like using that word, but yeah, that's what I would call it though.
So let me ask you this because I'm gonna wrap it up on this.
All right.
The simple, clear-cut solution is women shouldn't get money, shouldn't have their own thing, right? That's like the black and white solution. That don't sound right though. Something's off with that.
Right. I think that women necessarily shouldn't have to be the main breadwinner. Like I should still be allowed the freedom to choose and to do whatever it is that I want to do, whether that is making money or not making money or whatever.
But let me ask you this though.
Okay.
What happens when she does make more?
If she does,
y'all together, y'all both making YouTube videos, and they make a separate channel. Your channel starts making. That's what I was thinking about. If you are dating somebody, both on YouTube, one channel, and then they break off, y'all still dating, make a second channel. That channel starts making $1 million a month. It's only you on the channel. It's a girl. Do you leave your man now?
I don't think so. But that's another thing too, where it's like value comes in different ways. Because if I break off and make that other channel, how are you supporting that channel? Do I feel am I doing this by myself? Like
even if the girl is doing it by herself, does she now leave her man because she made $1 million a month off of her own channel?
I think if the woman is making an exorbitant. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but if she's making a whole lot more money, much more money than a man, but is still able to do things for her, then I don't really think there would be a problem.
Because what I'm trying to figure out is, what should I tell a man when his woman starts making more money than him? Just leave her, bro?
I wouldn't say that, please. I wouldn't say that.
Because it's a thing. If it happens fast, there's literally nothing you could do.
Right, but I think that there's either a way to leverage it. Either you are going to have to do something that makes even more money, and it comes and like that has to do with what I'm doing. So a good example is the candles. So the candles are selling a decent amount now. The way that you're looking at expanding things would make it even bigger. So I think that would be a valuable thing to bring to the woman. And I also think that either doing his own thing, however much time that would take, but still doing something that she can see that you're doing something that'll go to wherever is a good starting place too. And the last thing would be to still make her feel the same way despite making more money than you do. If you act like I make more money than you, then I'm gonna act like I make more money.
That's a good point. Yeah, because I definitely think that if a woman started making a lot more money than her man, out of nowhere, I definitely think that can affect the relationship for sure. Because even if the man would have to probably stifle her business in a sense by like telling her either not to grow or but I see this is the thing. So I'm gonna leave off on this. I think this don't sound right, so I don't think this is the right answer. Just give the money to the man. Just give it to him. Right? That don't sound right. But if he's a masculine, makes you feel good.
That's what I'm saying. Why would I not? Why would I not give it to you?
Like you get to make candles, and you make $1 million, and you just make candles.
Right? Why would I not allow you to do what you gotta do with them? Why would I not? I have to just trust me, because I'm like, you gonna leave me if I make? Because I'm gonna make a lot of money. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
You gonna leave? I don't think that's how that works.
I think make more money than me, but you gonna make a lot of money.
I don't know. I feel like the way that things be going sometimes.
I think this is what I think.
I don't have many talents.
Oh no. This is what I think. I think that because I don't know how the timeline would be. I think that you can make more money than me quicker. That's what I think.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
In terms of, but that's because of the nature of the things that I'm doing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. I think if we both had $1 million, I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, and that's why. But that's the thing. I think that I wasn't on the even playing field, but either way, we both have the ability to make money.
Mm-hmm.
I think that being in a situation where only one person has the ability to make money, that is a kind of a problem.
Yeah.
I think that's where the issue stems from, because now I'm making all this money, you have no ability to do so. That means even if I give you the tools and resources, you will still not do it.
Yeah.
And that's the issue.
But I remember I was talking to this girl one time, and I remember having this conversation. I was just like, there will never be a girl I will never be with a girl that makes more money than me. She was like, what? How's that possible? I was just like, I'm gonna make so much money. Like, it's just not gonna be possible for her to make more money than me, right? And then she was like, and it's funny because obviously, turns girls on. What are you talking about? What you mean, right? And I was just like, yeah, I'm like, I want to make so much more money than women want to make. So it's very unlikely that women will get to where I want to get to. They don't even want to get past, let's say, $100 million. Let's just say that's a number. If my goal is to get to 10 billion, then my goal is to get past 100, right? So I remember when I was saying that, I remember thinking to myself, like, however, I do think there will be periods in time where the girl I'm with makes more money than I do. So make sure you keep up, babe. Make sure you keep up with all the money you make.
What? Listen, I don't know. Don't sleep on me.
Listen, listen. Why you think I'm with you? Listen, you think I didn't know? That's what you think. You think I didn't see? You think I didn't know when I met you? I was like, listen, this woman right here is a money maker. We'll be back here next Tuesday. You can find all the behind the scenes content on our social medias. Mine is Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Anita Byrne, ANETABURN. You know what it is? Hashtag Bamboo Project 2022. It's gonna be a movie. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.